So you're probably wondering, why am I outside? Well, it's a very simple thing. It is not a green screen by any means. My power is currently out, and I finished the episode of Spy Family, and it's like, I want to talk about the episode, so no power outage is going to stop me. So I pulled out my laptop, pulled out my stuff, and I was like, fine, I'll record outside, and here I am. So anyways, let's just get right to it. Let's talk about Spy Family episode 7 that came out earlier today. Oh my goodness, like, Anya is so freaking precious. Can we take a few moments to talk about that? Can we take a few moments to just talk about how the animators of this series, they go above and beyond to make this series with so many Anya expressions. I mean, the manga obviously has a lot of manga expressions, but when you look at, the anime, it's just incredible. There's so much meme material, so much laughs to be had, and I'm just gonna say it right now, like, I love the Damien stuff from this episode. Like, oh my god. Like, it was absolutely hilarious seeing Damien, like, get flustered. Like, he literally started blushing, he got flustered when he actually looked at Anya, and now I understand what you guys are meaning in the comment section last week when Anya punched Damien right in the face. I saw some people say love at first punch. That's what everybody was saying, and now I understand. I legitimately understand why people are saying that, because Damien has legitimately fallen in love with Anya. I mean, you could just see it clear as day from the episode, and that's what makes this episode absolutely hilarious, because you have, like, literally a filter that Damien sees Anya in, and someone posted this on social media. I'll show it on screen here, as you can see, and you could literally see the actual difference from what Damien sees from Anya and what Anya actually was, and I think that's really cool. It's a nice little detail just to see the sparkle and everything. Man, they really are going above and beyond for Spy Family, and I love this series. It is such a wonderful anime to watch every single Saturday. It really is like just a blessed anime, really. Like, everybody's talking about it, obviously. It's a popular series, and if you look at, let's say, anime polls and charts, etc., Spy Family and Kage are constantly butting heads at each other to see who's exactly on top. But it's clear as day why Spy Family is at least in the top 2 or number 1 on almost every single poll, because just episodes like this is really a good demonstration to why Spy Family just keeps having a banger episode after a banger episode. I mean, one of the big funny things about this episode, I think that blew everybody away, at least blew me away, was definitely seeing how Anya needed to say sorry to Damien. Like, literally the first half of the episode, or 60% of the episode, is Anya trying to apologize to Damien, and Becky keeps getting in her way, trying to, stop Anya or whatever. It's like, hey, you don't need to apologize, he should apologize. But as it keeps going on, you see that, Loid, he tries to separate Becky from Anya, and it escalates further and further. You have it to where, like, Anya, she needs to apologize, and she starts seeing messages literally from God. Like, she sees, like, a light on the ground, and I think that entire segment is pretty freaking funny, because it's like she felt immense pressure. Like, the entire reaction to that was so funny, because, like, literally imagine if you were just a kid Anya's age, and then you look down and you see just a light saying you need to apologize and all that. It's like, excuse me? Like, absolutely, excuse me? What is this? So, just Spy Family truly is a treasure trove of just great content, so many good reaction faces, and, a lot of, like, really smart design decisions, honestly. I really like Loid's character, by the way. That's something I want to dive into. So, obviously, we know Loid. He is a master spy. He is the best spy, basically, at least in the universe of Spy Family, from what we know so far. And when you see how, in the middle of the episode, he's like, I keep fumbling or making mistakes, or, he's having a very difficult time, with Anya, I think what this is trying to show is nothing really prepares you for parenthood or fatherhood. I think that's kind of what this series' main message is trying to teach, is that despite everything, despite Loid obviously having a treasure trove of knowledge and being one of the best spies in general in the entire verse for Spy Family, he's still not good enough to be a proper, 100% perfect, on-the-nose parent. He's doing the best he absolutely can, and I think that's, what a lot of parents do. Like, I don't think anyone that probably has a child is probably fully ready for having a child. Like, they think they are, but when they have a child, there's just so much more to it than they actually realize, and I feel like that's kind of what this series is teaching us. At least one of the main themes of the recent episodes with Loid is that the reason why he's struggling or he's, off his game is because he's not used to raising children, because he's never had a child, and he's actually having to raise a child, because it's not just about himself anymore. And that's something that also needs to be, noticed, is that a lot of themes you see in a lot of different writing and shows is to where, like, the child has to do what the parent says. For instance, they have to follow in their parent's footsteps. They have to do the exact same thing that their parent does. Like, you see it in a lot of different shows. And obviously, the main core theme of that is that let the child do what they want. Let the child be who they want to be. Don't force them down a path that they actually don't want to go down. And so this episode brings up a very interesting concept, is that, does Anya actually want to study? Does Anya really enjoy all of this that Loid is kind of pressing on her? Does she want to go to this school, etc.? And it continuously puts this on Loid, and Loid has to think about, it's like, obviously everything that's going on within the story, it's for his mission. It's for, him to achieve his mission to have world peace. And obviously, this is very important to Loid. But at the same time, is it very important to Anya? And obviously we know Anya's inner psyche. We know she finds spies and assassins and everything very cool, but it doesn't change the fact, though, that she probably doesn't have a full grasp on everything that Loid wants, and does she really want to do everything that Loid is having her to do? So I like that. I like the concept and the theme that this episode provides, and it kind of shows that Loid is growing as a person, becoming a better parent. And that question he, wonders is like, can he ever actually have a family or whatever? But in reality, he already does. I don't think any family is 100% perfect, and I think that's another good example of what the show is trying to teach you. A lot of families are dysfunctional out there, and obviously when you look at Spy Family's family, Loid, Anya, and Yor, they're very dysfunctional. They are 100% a dysfunctional family, but seeing them interact with each other, get over hardships, and work it out, and try to study or achieve certain goals is very, very inspiring. And I think that's one of the other messages of why people are falling in love with Spy Family, is because it's a very relatable series. Like, when you look at it, just if you throw it out there and you just look at it at first glance, it's a very simplistic story. That's exactly what Spy Family is. It just, the entire dynamic, the themes, everything, it looks very simplistic. But if you really want to dive headfirst into it and see the content and see what it actually means, the messages and all that, there is a huge treasure trove, a deep well of content that Spy Family has that it's trying to teach its audience. And I think that the writer of this series is incredibly intelligent to even be able to do that in the first place. So just, yeah, episode 7 is great. I like the message with the sorry thing. I like the whole love at first punch, to just Loid's overall questioning inner turmoil, to just, seeing, the outcome at the end of this episode where Anya takes it upon herself to actually study because she wants to make her papa happy. There's things like that that just really build up and add so much life to the story, and I think that's why many people love this series. Now, getting on to some other things, I do want to take a few moments to talk about some of the filler. So from what I hear is that there was some filler added into this episode of Spy Family, and this kind of follows the norm. The general normal that we've been seeing for the past few episodes is that the animators over at Cloverworks and Wit Studio, they've been adding in a bunch of new stuff, new content that wasn't in the manga, and as I've already praised it many times, I think this is absolutely amazing. It's excellent to see, because I think that there's a lot of content that can be expanded upon in different manga series, and I'm glad that the animators are doing just that with Spy Family, because there's many things to where you could fill in the blanks and add so much more life and vibrance to the story, and the whole added Damien stuff apparently definitely added a lot more to his character. I think his reaction and just how, you can clearly see he's in love with Anya. It wasn't, like, confusing at all. I really appreciate that type of stuff, and I also just really love the art and animation as well. I think everybody knows how beautiful this series is. I mean, it's a no-brainer at this point, but still, it's clear that just Spy Family is truly on another level for this anime season. If we're just talking about anime from this season, not continuations, etc., it really is a beautiful series that continuously puts out quality after quality episode each week, and I can't get enough of it. So yeah, that's pretty much my overall thoughts when it comes to Spy Family episode 7. I once again apologize for having to be outside. I know it's not the normal of what I normally do, but hopefully this is a nice change of pace. Like, hopefully it's a nice comforting video, but I guess I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video by any means, please leave me a like. It does help me out a lot. Subscribe if you want to see more of my content, and hit that bell icon down below. But with that, guys, be safe, stay healthy, have a blessed day. Chibi out.